fresh out the oven. What we have for you today is the unfortunate immediate reaction to Game 7 between these Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. I guess it's appropriate because it's Memorial Day and Rockets fans everywhere will look back on this season with fond memories of what could have been. God bless all men and women that have served in the armed forces. But today just was not our day. I'm Ironman from the music group theLottory, Showtime Records. I am Cleveland, Houston's own, and it's only right that I let you fill up on this rocket fuel. But not for this season, because unfortunately it has come to a sobering end. But for next year, I want you to fill up on this rocket fuel so that we can move in the right direction starting next year. I don't want all those Rockets fans in Red Nation to be misled, going in a different direction than where we need to go. Everyone's gonna be thinking, oh man, we were close, we were that close. Oh no, Chris Paul hadn't got injured. Listen, Andre Iguodala was injured. You guys were not close. I know it went down to a Game 7. It was not close. They had no chance of winning this series. They just could not score enough points. If you just want to break it down to the bare essentials, they cannot score enough points. If you look back to the videos, hopefully you subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying what I do, and hit that notification bell so you're alerted every time there's a brand new video. If you've been watching the videos when I did the preview to this series, I told you those four guys, those professional scorers over there, Clay, Durant, Curry, and Draymond Green, they were averaging about 85 points just between themselves. Just between themselves. The Rockets don't have professional scorers except James Harden. And Chris Paul, he's not a professional scorer. He's a capable scorer, but not a professional. He's only going to get you about 20 a game, even if Harden goes off and gets you 28 a night. That's 48 points. Then you got a bunch of other guys who are just like defensive specialists, like Trevor Ariza, Clint Tucker. Stop. How many points did those four guys have today? They had like 90 points today between themselves. The Rockets just couldn't win. I knew it was only a matter of time. They were scrappy. And man, they played their hearts out. But they just don't have the personnel, or more importantly, they don't have the leader necessary to get them over that hump. I'm talking about you, Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni is an okay coach, but he doesn't shine in the crunch moments. You need someone. If you want to win games during the season, go and get Mike D'Antoni. It's going to be exciting. We're going to sell a lot of jerseys. We're going to sell out. There's going to be a lot of hope. But when you get down to it, Steve Kerr is just the better coach. Even though he did have some questionable decisions, I mean, he must really believe in Kevon Looney. I mean, he really does. I mean, not to have David West come out there. He's been a benchmark, a stalwart for you guys. JaVale McGee got absolutely no minutes. I'm telling you, I'm thinking if he would have played these guys a little bit more consistently during the series, it wouldn't even have been close. I don't understand what they were doing. He really trying to get Jordan Bell and Kevon Looney going, but we're going to move on past that. You remember a couple of years ago, hand down, man down, Mark Jackson was the coach of the Warriors, and they finally got back to the playoffs and went up to like 50 wins in a season. It's been like years and years since they actually made the playoffs or had a winning record. He had them boys on top, but they had their little riff and they moved on. They weren't saying that Mark Jackson wasn't a good coach, but just for the direction that they wanted to move into, he just wasn't going to take them there. He wasn't going to take them there, so they moved on. You know, I can understand that everybody's got to make decisions. They moved on to a coach they thought would better fit the personnel, the direction that they wanted to go to with their general manager. That's what they did. They got Steve Kerr to get them over the hump. And where are they at? Now they go into the 4 straight finals. I'm going to say, Kevin McHale was an okay coach. He wasn't bad. But the bearded one, James Harden, he quit on that boy. He quit on him. Come on, man. Him and the rest of the Rockets, they followed his lead. They quit on him. They won lost 3 out of 11 games. I mean, it was terrible. 3-11 to start the season. They got rid of Kevin McHale. Listen. They quit on that boy. And the rest of management, Daryl Morey, because he had become a star, they empowered him. They emboldened him to continue on with his reckless style of play. It's inefficient. It can't get you over the hump when you play other elite teams. During the season, all that running and gunning and shooting. If you live by the 3, you will die by the 3. You will die by the 3. They were 7 of 40 something or something during the game. That's outrageous. You can't win like that. And they just kept on shooting, keep shooting the ball, keep shooting. At some point in time, you've got to do something else. But they can't. They can't do something else. That's what they've been doing the entire season. And when you play lackluster teams during the season, or you catch somebody on the end of a back-to-back, you can get some wins. You'll be like, we're one of the best teams in the league. You're not running an offense. They weren't running an offense. You can't. That's not being a good coach. That'll get you some wins if you have an elite player who can carry out your goal. But that's not going to get you to the finals, to beat the Warriors. They've been to the finals 3 years. Stop. I already talked about this. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. We need an elite coach, someone who will actually have them playing an offense. Clint Capella, man, my hat's off. If I was wearing a hat, I'd tip it off to you. Had another fantastic game. But he only gets 10 shots a game or something like that. And he's getting most of those off of rebounds and alley-oops. They don't run no plays for him. You can't just keep living by the 3. You're going to die by the 3. Everybody knows the Warriors because, they shoot a bunch of 3-pointers and they're just gunners. They're elite, all-time great 3-point shooters. These are just guys or 3 and D players, as they like to call them. These are some guys who can hit a couple threes if you leave them open. So you're shooting in the corner. A la PJ Tucker. My hat's off to him. He played an undersized role. And he had a bunch of rebounds. He was scrapping, but he's limited offensively. Luke Baumute, Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza had 0 points. I told y'all, boys, stop it. It was an anomaly, a fluke. Don't get gassed up by that. I don't care if Shaquille O'Neal hits 10 free throws in a row. We're going to keep fouling him, bro. We're going to keep fouling him. They named a strategy after him. Hack-a-Shaq. Because it works. I'm sure there was some games he hit 6 free throws in a row. They kept fouling him. Keep fouling him. He is an all-time horrible free throw shooter. It works. I knew PJ Tucker and Trevor Ariza wasn't finna explode for no 19, 20 points again. Stop. Eric Gordon, been struggling. Continued to struggle. He went 2 of 12 from 3-point land today. Same thing with James Harden, 2 of 12. What? You finna win an MVP like that just because you're putting up a bunch of big numbers? No, sir. No soup for you. We need a new coach here in Red Nation. Someone who will actually have them running offense. You've got to take advantage of Clint Capella. He was dominating down there. They just would not go back to him. I don't think they have any plays in offense for him. He's just set screen and roll. Hopefully he throws it up for me. Or I have to grab these rebounds and putbacks. Man, I wouldn't want to stay there. Man, he's probably going to leave. They're going to have to pay him the max because somebody's going to... They're gonna make it rain on him. They're gonna throw him that max money. The Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks. Man, it's gonna be a problem. Everybody think, the Rockets, we're close. We're really close. No, you're not. No, you're not. Chris Paul's been injured in the playoffs every year. Every year since 2000, since he went to the Clippers. He's been injured. He has a history of injuries. This isn't his first hamstring injury. It's a reoccurring injury. You think he gave up that max money? Wow, that was what could turn out to be a horrific decision by him and his management team. Are they going to give him the max money? I'm sure he's going to want it. They're going to be like, man, how can we give you the max money and you didn't show up for us? And even if he was playing, there was no guarantee that they were going to win. The only reason they were keeping it close because Andre Iguodala wasn't playing. Keep it real. I keep it 100, 100, 100, 100. Come on, son. They had Kevon Looney playing, Jordan Bell. Jordan Bell's a rookie. Kevon Looney's like in his second year. Listen, that's the only reason it was close. Kevin Durant been struggling the whole series, but they keep playing, keep going to him, kept running the offense, He's an elite scorer. Man had like 34 today. Steph Curry, they kept going to him. He was throwing the ball away. Man, him and Draymond Green, they've been throwing the ball away the whole series. But he kept working. They stuck to their principles. And in the meantime, Klay Thompson, a silent superstar, was continuing to kill these boys, even though he got in early foul trouble. Well, PJ Tucker just can't. Who's PJ Tucker gonna outscore? Nobody. Trevor Ariza had like 0.0. Big fat donut. We can't score enough to beat them. We just can't do it. And if you talk about the coaching, anything, we can't outscore them. We can't outscore them. And they play good defense over there. So what are we talking about? Yes, there were some bad calls. Of course, there's been some bad calls all season. I give you that. But even if you had a couple more calls went the Rockets' way, still weren't going to win. Them boys did not want it. Everybody shot a horrible percentage. Them boys was trash. Listen to this. At one point in time, they missed like 29 three-pointers in a row. At what point do you say, hey, maybe we can do something different? No, ain't no plan B. I think Chris Webber or somebody on there, he said, ain't no plan. This is what they do. This is what's got them there, the whole season. They just step back, pull up, brick it. Then PJ Tucker, he's not a professional scorer. Bricking, wide open shot. Trevor Ariza, he couldn't. Listen, hey man, it is not looking good for the Rockets. Even if they re-sign Chris Paul, they ain't got no money to get anybody else. They will have to struggle to keep not Trevor Ariza, but Clint Capella. It's going to be a problem. I told you boys, I'm not here to gloat because I was rooting for them, but I just didn't think that they could win. The numbers just don't bear it out. They just don't bear it out. They don't have enough guys who are dynamic enough to get buckets. They have one-dimensional players. Gerald Green did not want it. He didn't want it. He was shook. He was shook these last couple of games when the pressure was on. During the season, he's a seasoned guy. I see why he bounced out and went to the Chinese league. He's just not ready. Just not ready for the moment. You ready for the spotlight? At least they were listening to my videos. At least I think they were. Ryan Anderson finally got some minutes. Okay. Oh man, but D'Antoni's trying to do some coaching. I'm happy about that. But he's like the most consistent, best three-point shooter on the team. How many threes did he shoot? Like none! Came in there for like 8 minutes. What you bring him in here for? To be a shutdown defender? Ryan Anderson? Get him in here and let him shoot some threes. You got Trevor Ariza shooting like 12 threes. PJ Tucker. This guy is a knockdown shooter. He is lethal. That's all he does. He got $20 million based on his elite three-point shooting ability. And how many shots did he get? How many did Tony? None. That's bad coaching. Not only that, let me take you back to the Rockets and the elite scoring offense. Oh man, that's when you don't have a week to prepare for somebody. He's like, man, we beat them 4 times during the season. That's not the same because you have time to prepare not in the off season, but in the playoffs. You got like a week to prepare. You know what they do. Watching video, watching film, and then you can make strategy. Listen. It's what you hearing. Listen. It's not up in game. Listen. Steve Kerr made all the right adjustments. What's the sign of that? Coming in the third quarter and changing the course of the game. The Rockets were outscored by like 69 points or something like that. Some outrageous number in the third quarters in these series. They come in after halftime, they give them their best shot, and it's like, we're not going to make no changes, we're not going to adjust. No, then the Warriors come out killing them boys, putting the foot on the throat. I know everybody was happy, like, this first half, like, yeah, oh man, the Rockets, we gonna do it. No, sir. It's fool's gold once again. It's a 48-minute game. Don't get happy about they're up by 10 or whatever. Man, them boys were struggling. KD was struggling a little bit. Steph Curry was struggling just a little bit. But Klay Thompson continued to keep them in the game. And the Rockets were making silly turnovers. and not capitalizing on the missed shots by the Warriors. Came out that third quarter, Steph Curry heated up. They went back to their principles, and man, Steve Kerr made another crucial adjustment, putting in Nick Young in the game. I don't even think he only had like one shot he made. It was a 3, but he came in and applied some defensive pressure on Harden and on Gordon. It was excellent defensive pressure. He's not known for that. Swaggy P came out there and swagged out on them boys. He did his thing. And it just elevated the team, gave them some confidence they didn't have before. Kevin Durant started to heat up. Steph Curry started to heat up. They had Ryan Anderson in the game, and they kept switching. And then Ryan Anderson was guarding Curry. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? That's not what we want. We want Ryan Anderson guarding Kevon Looney or something like that. So hopefully they'll keep dumping it down in him instead of Klay Thompson shooting jumpers. Bad defense by the Rockets. Like I said, he's getting killed on defense, and then Ryan Anderson gets no shots on offense. How are you supposed to have confidence in that? They went down. They were up by like 10 and then went down by like 11 in a couple of minutes, and then you want to call timeout. Too late, boss. They actually got Joe Cool in there. Had Joe Johnson in the game for a little bit, like in the first half, but then they didn't want to bring him back. Bring it back. You notice these changes were working in the first half, and he's like, you know what, I'm just going to stick with my guys. They're tired. Then you start missing shots. You start thinking about it. The time is drizzling down. You need somebody to step in and come. How come Tariq Black didn't get any minutes? Come on, do something. In an 82-game season, the Rockets were held under 100 points only 10 times. This is the 4th game in a row the Warriors clamped down and kept them under 100 points. them boys wanted it. They wanted it. What happened to that potent offense? When you don't have elite, prime-time, professional scores, or you don't have an elite offensive scheme to rely upon, a system like the Spurs, then you get those erratic moments. Some days it's good and some days it's bad. You don't have anything to rely on. You don't have any confidence because there's no consistency. That's the problem with the Rockets and living and dying by the 3 and the excellent out-of-the-worldly play of James Harden. Can't just expect this guy to get 40 every game. It's ridiculous. Do better than that. The Rockets need to get a better coach. Someone who can make adjustments and install a system to better maximize the potential of these players that they got on the team. It doesn't matter who they signed and all that. They've got to get a new coach. They are not close to getting to the finals or getting over the hump. They're just not. They got outscored again during the third quarter, like 33-15. You get 15 points in a quarter for the vaunted Houston Rockets offense? That's not going to work. You're supposed to be the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors, one of the best franchises and teams currently as they are constructed in the history of basketball. I don't think so. Steph Curry speaking of Steph Curry, let me tell you where the problem started. Like I said, I already went over this just a little bit, hit the tip of the iceberg. But they empowered and emboldened James Harden when he quit on them boys, when he quit on Kevin McHale, and then they fired Kevin McHale. They said, we're rolling with the superstar. Daryl Morey loves superstars on the team. He thinks you need to have 3 superstars on the team, and that can get you to a championship. He's fallen in love with the Miami Heat Big 3 theory. That's what he's done. There's nothing wrong with it. They can win if you get the right 3 superstars, and it's been difficult for them. They only got 2 now. And Chris Paul isn't really that kind of superstar right now because he can't really do it on the offensive end, scoring points wise. And he's a little bit older, a little bit more banged up, as we see. But listen, during that next season, when Steph Curry won his first MVP, what happened? They was like, everybody's like, oh no, man. Oh wow, this is terrible. Oh man. Oh man, James Harden, man, should have won. He should have won. He had them big numbers, He had them boys playing over expectations. They exceeded them, and it's like, listen, I didn't go back. I should do this one day, but I didn't go back and do the numbers. But I was thinking that probably LeBron James should have won that year, but I wasn't really sure. Like I said, I didn't really get to look at the numbers. But I do know that Steph Curry had a phenomenal season. It was a phenomenal season. He did his thing. He did from just looking at it without looking at the numbers, I would say he would have had to win that. He had to. He had to. But see, the thing is, the players had their players awards, and they voted him as the MVP of the season. Even though Steph Curry, won it from the actual NBA. And so they didn't vote him. He was like, yeah, this is right, yeah. Then Tony came in there and he said, yeah, you know what? We're going to move you from shooting guard. Did you hear that? He had a MVP type season playing shooting guard. Playing shooting guard. It can be done. Move this guy back to shooting guard and let someone else run point. Do not have Chris Paul or whoever else is going to run the offense standing over in the corner, or they're going back and forth. Let me say, no, Leah. I'm not going to invoke the name of Leah. Rest in peace. We don't want them taking turns. It's like you score, I score, you score, I score. No, we want them to actually run the team. And you be a shooting guard. You want to score 40 as a shooting guard. Put that man back in the shooting guard, back in his place, and they will be super more effective than they have been this year. When James Harden was playing on the Olympic teams, he was playing shooting guard and killing. They were dominating whenever he was in the game. It's easy for him. Let somebody else run point. It's not a problem. But no one was saying anything like, oh man, James Harden needs to have his hands on the ball at all times. He needs to be running the offense. They weren't saying anything crazy like that because you had other superstar players. They were like, no, you stay in your place. You want to shoot, you run it from the shooting guard. We'll let Steph, we'll let Kyrie, Derrick Rose, when he was healthy, running point, doing their thing. No problem at all. They need to continue to do that. That's what they need to do over here in Rocket Land. It is going to be a rough offseason for these Houston Rockets. What will they do with Clint Capella? Will they let someone steal him away? Are they going to give Chris Paul the money that he wants? Is he going to try to sacrifice money so they can try to get LeBron James to come over there? Or Paul George? Or do some kind of ridiculous trade for a Kawhi Leonard, which I don't think they have anything that the Spurs want. Young draft picks or not high draft picks or young players that have great upside and low contracts. I don't think they have anything like that. Who are they going to get? Clap it up, man, for the Houston Rockets. They went as far, and they went further than I thought they could go. Because my pick was for the Utah Jazz. Barring any major injury, and they did have the major injury to Ricky Rubio, I thought that they would have made it to the finals and won it all. Because I thought they had a better balance in offense and defense and a better team, a better cohesive unit. The Rockets are not close. D'Antoni needs to be replaced. I don't want people to get fired. They need a new head coach. Bump him down to assistant coach and get a new head coach in there. So that way he ain't got to lose his job. No problem. I don't want to wish bad things on anybody. But I do want to wish prosperity on these Houston Rockets. That's what they need to do. And they need to move James Harden back to the shooting guard position. And that will put them on the right track to getting over the hump. The Warriors defeat the Houston Rockets and move on to the fourth consecutive NBA Finals against the LeBronaliers. Those have been my views for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you're alerted every time there's a brand new video. If you think they may enjoy the content, feel free to share this with your friends, your families, your homies, your neighbors, your BFFs forever, your boss, your co-workers, your fans, and your followers. I'm Iron Man from the music group theLottory, Showtime Records, and it's just how I see it. Be blessed and Godspeed. Feel free to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy it. We really and truly appreciate it. Leave all your interesting comments right down below, especially the ones where you disagree with everything that I just said. And then subscribe so you don't miss any of the newest and latest views.